And welcome back, everyone, to the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We are at the Curl of Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick. And I'm Dan Holowaychik, and I'm here with Penny Shantz, your Olympic gold medalist, to give you guys some play-by-play on what we have on our feature game. A great Ontario grudge match, Northern Ontario against Ontario. We'll be providing you with some updates on all the other games. We have another full slate across the board. And if you guys want to check those out all the time, find out the standings and the draw to the button results, that's all on curling.ca/scoreboard. We are also streaming games on sheet 2 and 3. So you can pick up 3 games on the streaming. That's available on TSN Plus and youtube.com/Curling Canada.
Great. Dan, I'm going to introduce the teams for tonight's game, the Battle of Ontario. The Ontario team is skipped by Howard Rajala. And his third is Rich Moffat. Second is Chris Fulton. And the lead is Paul Madden. These guys have been curling together for 25 years, and they curl out of the Rideau Curling Club in Ottawa.
Yep.
And yeah, that's them for now. And the other team, Northern Ontario, are from the Port Arthur Curling Club. Ron Rosengren is a skip. Gary Manula, third. Dale Wersima is a second. Bill Pelosa is the lead. And they have a coach, Larry Rathjes.
Yeah, I think on his bio, he only gave us a pronunciation for his first name. And it was Larry.
Larry.
The last one is still a mystery, so
we're not quite sure.
Maybe he'll speak to one of the guys on the ice here if they need his expertise advice.
Yep, gotta go.
It's a little footnote on our Ontario matchup here. The draw to the button, we were taking close attention to that one. And the Ontario team, the Rajala, they did leave a little bit of room for Northern Ontario. They had one completely covering the pin almost in the very middle, and another one just about biting the pinhole. So they left them an inch, and the first one
was almost an inch.
The second one not quite so close. So Ontario gets the hammer, and
More than that, here.
Northern Ontario got the first one in the 4-foot. Howard and Ontario put the corner, and Northern Ontario coming down here with a guard on their 4-foot rock. Looking forward to a really good game here from these two teams. They've got plenty of experience. Howard is your reigning Masters champion with a little bit of a different team, but Chris was also on that team. Paul Madden was also on that team, but played with Phil Daniel, who I believe is their fifth. So Rich apparently isn't old enough to play in the Masters yet, so that's what he tells us. And the other guys, yeah, they picked up the slack, and they won the gold medal at the Canadian Masters.
That's good.
And Penny, you won that
It's
one.
the same time that our team won. We won with them. We won with you. We won with them.
Right, and we go back the year before that. That was the Wade White team with Doug McLennan, myself, and George Parsons, and you were there as well.
That's right.
If you go back another year, it was Al Hackner, Eric Harnden, Frank Morissette, and Bruce Monroe, and you were there as well.
Yes.
And you're going back again.
Well, we're
this
going
year.
to try again.
Well, yeah, get out of your province again. Always got to start somewhere, right?
That's right. You have to get out of there, and of course, you've got the target on your back, so everybody's after you.
Yours will be a big bullseye. So,
yeah.
Well, good luck to you there. We'll see. We'll see maybe some of these guys in the Masters. We've got a few elder seniors here. They're still doing both. Good on them.
So Dan, when I looked up that and it said that they had curled together for 25 years, this Ontario team, I looked at you and said, well, how long has your team been together?
And like we're up there, maybe not 25, but 22 or something like that. So yeah, definitely know a few tendencies on the team.
You guys must like each other.
Oh, we have a pretty good time. You know, we've had some success, so that's probably why we have stuck together. And no, it's been a good run.
Okay, I have a question for you. Is our sheet really lit up right now?
They just turned on some bright lights on our score clock that we have not had before. So
we can really read. Oh, there they go.
Oh, they figured it was too bright. That's
a little bright.
There is enough lighting in this building. It's very well lit. The ice surface been very good. Rock's very good. I think the curlers are happy with the product they've got to work with out here. Should be a lot of good shots in this game. With the complex 10-sheeter, 8 of them used for curling this week. And last week they had the I guess it's the Eastern Region U21 mixed double qualifier. So yeah, the second week of curling here, and the second half of this building will back to pickleball when we leave.
That's right.
Yep. Board up.
They used to have 3 clubs in Moncton. They had the Beausejour, the Beaver, and there was one more.
MCA.
MCA.
Yeah.
But now it's down to this
Okay,
one.
Okay.
And actually, it's down to 5 sheets. They can put in the extra sheets, which they have for this, but they've turned that into pickleball on the side.
Yeah, so COVID wasn't very friendly to the curling game out in New Brunswick here, so hopefully they can make a comeback. They definitely have the space, and obviously you can look at the ice surface here, and they can put some pretty good ice out there. So hopefully, with the stick curling growing and the youth curling out there, they can keep the sport going alive here and grow it some.
Well, they're going to have some fancy rocks to throw when they get back curling at the club level, because they were really grinding these rocks down. Not these ones, we're using Curl Canada rocks, but the rocks that are normally in the club are off to the side, and they really touched them up. I got to talk to Dave Merklinger back home about that, because I've never seen anything like that.
That was, the ice makers here that were working for this event helped out the club guys. They had some devices set up to, resharpen the rocks, and then I'm not sure if they retouched them up after the sharpening, but I think the club guys will, I'm not sure how straight it was prior to that, but they'll have some finish. So onto our action here. It's going to be Ontario sitting 2 with the hammer and evenly split across the house. We're getting into the last of thirds rocks, so Northern Ontario maybe nose hit, trying to roll over a little closer to get a double into play, and maybe get out of giving up a deuce here in the first end.
Normal. Just normal.
So hit and stay priority. Sneak over towards the other 2 rocks. He's going to try to carve up. He's got a nice nose hit here.
Okay.
Another nose hit will leave a half rock double to get that red.
Pretty simple, exchanging shots, getting used to the ice.
So
Not too complicated.
no, Rich Moffat going for the nose hit here, I think Howard just asked for. So he could roll it to the right to make the double a little tougher. We'll see where it ends up.
These guys are also Canadian senior champions, correct?
Yes, they've won the Canadian seniors and Masters and Worlds.
Yeah. Did you played them in the final in the seniors, I believe?
We did, and we were fortunate that they were a little tight on time and maybe a little rush at the end of the game. We actually had to steal the win against them in the final. I believe they've beaten New Brunswick, who had gone undefeated in the round robin. They beat them in the playoff game, and then we played them in the final. Good game, and we stole the win on them. Okay, so Ontario did get the outward roll there.
Yeah, nice roll outside.
Yeah, so no double. Into the skip rocks. Ron Rosengren's going to have to hit, maybe try to roll under those 2 that are there. Definitely wanting to roll back towards the middle to give himself any chance to double something off.
Got to curl a bit.
Yeah. It's a long roll, and he's going to have a long roll here. Oh, good effort.
So Ron is no
slouch
for curling either, although he hasn't won a Canadian senior or master. He's a 7-time postal champ.
Yeah.
7-time, and I believe he's following in his father's footstep, who was 8-time champ. So I don't know if they still have a postal Canadian.
I haven't heard
And if he has
that.
a chance to tie his dad.
Yeah. Or did he play with him in a few of those? I don't know.
I think I can get away with firm board there.
But yeah, definitely kings of the postal curling world. So he's trying to bring that out here in the men's seniors, the Everest Senior Curling Championships. who are now into their 10th year of sponsorship.
That's amazing.
For this event. They've also picked up the club curling over the years. Just a big thank you goes out to Mark Duffy, Randy Furby, and everybody in the Everest world who has supported curling. They've been great for us old curlers and club curlers, and they continue to make this event a special and memorable one for everyone.
And you know, they also put on the club championship, the North American.
Right, they added that another event in their hat. So, you know.
So if you win the men's club championship, Canadian, or the ladies, you got a trip down. I believe they went to Denver.
Somewhere in the U.S. they had the North Americans against the Canadians. So.
Right. And the Canadians were victorious against them this year, anyways.
Yeah. Once again, a nice roll here by Ontario. You know, getting themselves no trouble on this one, forcing Northern Ontario basically to concede the deuce. They'll try to hit and stay. Howard has a choice to either hit and stay as well or use it for backing, because I don't know that he can even roll this one in for shot. So last rock here for Ron Rosengren. They're just cleaning. Now they're calling for a little bit of curl. He's going to get some roll back to the middle, change the spot of it, and he did get shot rock.
Open hit for 2, last rock, first end, Ontario with the hammer.
You like this turn? Yeah.
As opposed to Northern Ontario.
Right.
Same sort of weight.
And Howard's gonna like this start. You know, nothing like a wide open hit right down the center line for 2.
So Dan, were these guys telling you any stories in the hospitality room last night? I noticed.
Well, we were reminiscing about some of the good old days. I remember one of the footnotes is the front end is a better combined golfer than the back end, which is very true of our curling team as well. Only because we have George, who's the closest scratch. It's not that I'm any good, but yeah, we can rely on him to take the other two, the back end guys down. You guys all curl?
Do we golf?
Or golf, sorry.
Actually, a couple of us do.
Oh. Okay, Howard's throwing this one. They're trying to get it to carve over. It's not moving too much. It's coming up at the end here. He just needs to stick and hold most of the 12-foot. It's rolled, and they can't sweep that one out, so he sticks around, and Howard Rajala gets his deuce, and Ontario is up 2-0 in the first end. We'll be back for second end action.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships here in Moncton. We are in second end action, a Battle of Ontario. We have Howard Rajala with a deuce in the first end, hammer back to Northern Ontario. And we have Ontario with the rock in the top of the 8-foot. Corner guard put up by Northern Ontario. And the last of the lead rocks for
Line's good.
Ontario men's, putting up a tight guard.
Bill DeLoza.
3's good. Tight 3.
Oh,
Not trying. Good.
So from our vantage point, it looks like it stopped just shy, but biting that center line.
and it did.
So that's about as tight a guard as you can get.
So they're going to take advantage of their corner guard here.
Yeah, they're just
Come around
electing
the
to go
corner.
around with just the one corner. It's early in the game, so
And that rock isn't in the 4 foot, so
don't have to go full gambling here. So a bigger gamble would be the double guard. So they're just going to go with the one.
this has to
Yeah,
pull a
it's-
little bit. Staying straight there.
Might tap that one on the rings, moving it off of that center line. So now they have the option to put that back, leave it the way it was, and I think they like it the way it was, and then that yellow one's going to come off. So it was a fairly large port, but I think that one hung out there on them, and
I think so. Maybe a little bit too much ice.
yeah, so advantage here for Ontario to put a double guard up on one fully 8 foot.
Guard. 2 guard would be
Guard.
Right, they're looking for something right on the R and the Everest sign. Right in the middle, fighting the center line, guarding those 2 rocks.
good. I think it's all there.
Chris Fulton throwing this one down there. It's first in the second end. Looks like it's got a little bit of weight on it.
Yeah.
Tight 3.
They're calling it
Tight
tight 3, which means it's
Yep. Yep.
really tight guard.
Yep.
He's just trying to line this all up.
The other one.
Tap, pop it on the rings a little. Got a little stagger left in it. So 5 rocks gone, which means Ron can try to open things up. Does want to leave his shooter around here somewhere. Himself another guard.
It's got good weight on this shot. Clear them all off.
Yeah. Now getting the double, rolling off a little bit, exposing the shot rock. Good shot. Key there was to stay around, provide a little more cover. Try to get some coverage and get something set up to get your deuce back.
So some teams use the different zones for the sweepers to tell the skip where the rock's going to place, rather than say it's good or it's in the 4 foot or it's a guard. They number them, and I believe it was Dave Nedwin and Randy Furby's team that kind of created that number system. And so your first 3 numbers are the guards out front. So 1 is just over the hog line. 2, that guy just called it 2.5. So you know where that is. And 3 is tighter to the house. And then you go into the house 4, 5, 6, 7.
Every one of the rings with 1 number.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you get an 11, that's through the house.
Right. So more than just, oh, it's short, it's up front. It's a little more precise. So a lot of teams have adapted that. Some are still old school, trying to pick a spot in the ice and try to tell you where it is.
And if you call it out and you're wrong, it's okay. You can fix it. You just keep talking all the way down the ice. And I always encourage people that are just starting to get used to a number system to maybe only use 4 zones.
Yeah, and it's
2 out front and 2 in the house.
This one's curling up on him. I don't know if he's going to get any of that shot rock. Didn't, and he left the guard on it. Didn't roll out of the way. So Howard's probably another double guard.
The 4 foot is open, so
It
he
is
can
open.
come around with the intern.
With only the intern right now.
Right.
So we'll see how much Howard gets this one to curl up. There is a straight run back. You'd have to paper by the red guard and the Everest logo.
Which I might be tempted on the shot to come around that with the intern draw
Yeah, that's,
and block off that side. I don't know.
and leave him the run back that they just tried. So Rich Moffat just
Line's
trying to
okay.
drop one anywhere over the hog line here and take away some of that yellow and some of his shot rock. I think this is going to curl up pretty hard on him at the end.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They might have been able to
Okay.
pound that a little bit, kiss that red over, and end up with a line on it. But Ron's just going to open this up. Still got 4 rocks to come this end, so he's trying to get those reds completely out of the way.
Might have put this out just a little bit.
So third rock's coming down here. Gary Manula.
You know, Dan, we haven't watched very many men on this sheet, and I'm noticing quite a difference in the weight that they're throwing. We're used to 10-second hits. These guys are
sub-9s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they've got a little bit more left in them too. There might be even some harder ones coming if necessary, but yeah, the ice will be tightened up on the hits for the weight that they will throw.
a little bit hard to stick around if you're throwing a 8.5-second hit.
Line's good.
Yeah. So Howard just he's comfortable with just trying to guard
Where?
his rock in the 8-foot, put a double guard up. Doesn't want to line a straight back up with this
The end
one.
of it. Yep, yep, yep,
So
yep.
guard the hole, and guard the raise a little.
Top of the Everest mountain.
Choice, but
Side of the Everest.
yeah, I think he's got a little bit of the edge cover, but
They'll still slash it.
yeah. He's good. So Gary wants to try to raise that yellow straight back, just paper that red. Ron was originally wanted to maybe double rip and open it up, so we'll see what they end up with. Okay, he wants normal. I thought they might throw maybe a little bit of weight and try to get a little bit of curl, because I don't think he can over curl that yellow one. So they're whoa right off the bat.
This does curl towards the center, so
It's coming pretty hard, but I think it's coming real hard.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just going to get the open peel. Okay, I think we may see Howard just probably plug that hole up.
Well, so,
Guard, I guess.
yeah, Paul was taking there for a draw to the button.
Yeah,
All right, so I
center
think
line.
somewhere to there maybe.
It's pretty keen.
Okay.
So
here's a good time.
Yeah.
It's pretty keen.
Yeah. So Rich letting him know, don't throw too hard. Don't open up the guards that we have out there already. Just wanting to fill this hole. And then I think we'll see Northern Ontario
To the
try to
center
come
line.
around that intern draw, because it's too late in the end for him to open it up. And his only chance of probably getting the deuce is start drawing.
That's right. Correct.
Well, looks like lots.
So Rich is,
We're saying 3, so that's
Yeah,
just a tight guard.
yeah, and it's still holding the line on the outside guard here right now. So now they're going to try to just chip this guard to fill the hole and leave that guarding the other draw hole. So
Okay, that works. But
actually works. There still is the intern draw to the button, but he doesn't have a whole rock to come around anymore. So it actually worked out pretty good for Howard.
he's got room there to get in there, though.
Yeah.
And we do know that once it hits that 4-foot line, it will go.
No, I think they're not even touching the 4.
Yeah, he can get in there, but Howard will be able to chase him.
4? 4. Yeah.
So first skips rock here for Northern Ontario.
The 4 or not even? No. No.
Ron Rosengren drawn
Yeah.
to the 4-foot around a couple of opposing rocks. To a sizable port, so we'll see if he can get some really good line on this and maybe bury so much that make it a little bit tougher for Howard to come down to, maybe not be able to get it out, but maybe freeze on. So they're on a little bit early.
Holding it out there.
Yeah, it's holding the line good.
It's
It's all weight.
curl.
Yep. They're just looking for the weight now. Here comes the finish.
Here it comes.
We don't need to.
You want to be. Oh, it kind of grabbed a little bit of
It
something
did.
there.
Oh, it might have
and
picked.
they kind of lost that a little bit.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate because
I think he had a good shot.
he would have been behind the tee, but probably fully buried as it was coming in there. And yeah, so Howard can just. He's trying to get to nose. If he can get to nose,
And sit right there.
that's I don't
Here's
know.
the shot.
Like even
It's going to be really tough for Northern Ontario to even score this, and they can get rid of one, but those rocks will be level, side by side. And
And I don't know how he's going to get shot.
there'd be no double.
There's pretty
Yeah.
tough, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know that he'd take on any of those outside angle raises to try to get his one. He may be just trying to cut him down to one. But we'll see if Howard can get that nose hit here. It is a little bit tucked behind that guard, so he's going to need a little bit of finish after. See what kind of weight he throws on this one.
That looks like a ice for about a 10.
Yeah,
Control.
good, nice little control weight. Still trying to get a little bit of finish on it.
Weight's good.
I like the weight. Just cleaning it.
Whoa!
Yeah, with that
That'll
weight,
start to
with that
come
weight,
now.
it's going to start to get that movement. Here it comes.
Clean.
Nice control weight.
Perfect shot.
Look at that, right to the nose, side by side. Well,
Does he have room now?
the way these guys can throw it harder.
Could get a double on
I
that?
think he can get a double and have a lot of spin and roll out, and that's what he's calling.
Jeez.
You can see a good piece of it.
That was on us.
He doesn't need to hit as much as he can see.
No, he needs to hit the right-hand side of that rock. Is that right, Dan?
That was where we were.
Yeah, as he comes down, trying to hit this skinny. He'll get into this one, spin out, and this one will be a lot of rotation on it and go out of there. The shooter will head out that way. But I'm
Is
not.
that your signature?
Yeah,
By that guard, you got to keep it straight if the weight's close, eh?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Are they trying to draw to the 4-foot
They are
around
trying
those
to
two?
draw. And
Wow.
honestly, I think this might hang on them straight. It has to be so precise.
That is a very narrow hole with the stagger that way. And try to throw a straighter rock with a little more spin maybe and a positive rotation to keep it a little bit straighter. But this is a very, very gutsy throw in my mind.
And it did
So
stayed a little straight on him.
He may have gotten the straight part, but it was on the guard. And a steal of 2 for Ontario and Howard Rajala. So they now take a 4-0 lead over Northern Ontario. And Penny Shans and Dan Holowaychuk will be back for the third end action right after this.
We'll be back.
Don't forget your brooms. Come on up. Well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. We are going into the third end action, and Howard Rajala has scored a deuce in the first end, stole 2 in the second end, up 4-0 over Northern Ontario, And already Northern Ontario in an uphill climb in the Battle of Ontario here. And I'm just going to quickly run across some of the other games here for this time slot of our evening draw. We have Nova Scotia ladies playing Newfoundland ladies, and Nova Scotia is up 2-0. On sheet 2, we have Ontario ladies playing BC ladies, and the Ontario ladies have started out with a score of 3 in the first end, and they're still throwing their last rock in the second end on that sheet, with the BC having the hammer. And on sheet 3, we have a men's matchup, Newfoundland versus Nova Scotia, and we have Nova Scotia scoring a deuce in the second end, Newfoundland with the hammer in the third.
And on the other side, there's 4 games going on. Saskatchewan women are playing New Brunswick, and New Brunswick is up 1-0 in that game. Alberta is playing Nunavut, and Alberta took 1 in the first end. Saskatchewan men are playing Northwest Territories, and Bryden is up 4-0. That's Saskatchewan is winning 4-0. They took 4 in the first end. And our final game over there, Alberta men are playing Nunavut men, and they took a big 4 in the first end.
Okay. So a couple big ends in the first ends on the other end there. 4 points. That's a good start for those teams that have got those.
So Dan, what did you think of the last end there where it stole 2? Did you like that? Did you like that call, that draw?
I thought that was a really, really tough shot. You know, I get he was down 2 and trying to get on the scoreboard there, but I don't even know if that was there, the way the curl comes in pretty hard from that side and the stagger, but they were on the guard and they racked and they gave up the steal too. So they do have some rocks in play here once again. 2 corners set up for Northern Ontario, and Ontario having the rock in the top 4, trying to put another guard on it, but they're both off a little bit.
They are.
So
they're in exactly the same spot, but they're off.
Yeah, and that left enough room for Ron here to hit and roll under his own corner, and then come around the Reds maybe later. So here comes the attempt. So Dale trying to hit and roll under. Just a control weight. Yep, on, off. They've got some roll, just trying to get it perfect. Hit and roll. And that's nicely buried under.
That's a great shot. Nice roll.
Yeah.
Well thrown.
It's so good that Howard's coming up and he's peeling the guard. Up 4-0. He could try to come around and freeze that, but you know, being up 4-0, it's not bad to get rid of the guard. Maybe even try to get rid of a couple other guards. He's looking to get this one to come into the other rocks in there.
Yep. Okay.
This is curling up pretty hard on him too. And straight peel.
That's good.
Rolls out.
Wide open.
Yeah.
Now he has a choice. Am I going to put up another guard it, or am I going to come around and split?
He's coming right around right now. So he doesn't want to be setting up the double and slide deep in the house here and leave Howard the hit on the open one. Trying to come around those 2 Reds, but it's a short run back on those 2 Reds. They are lined up nicely for Howard, so even if they make this perfectly buried, Howard has a couple of choices to get to it.
And I think I might have thrown up another corner guard on that shot they've got in the house.
Yeah.
It's only the second's last rock,
Yeah,
right?
and you know, and I think you can see Howard trying to run it again, and maybe jiggles that front stuff around.
It's got to be way behind the tee line. Yep, you got to go.
Okay, now they're saying it's behind the tee line.
They're trying to take it back as far as they can.
And they do. So it's a pretty steep double. Got to hit it very thin. So Howard just asking for just a hit and roll under.
Hit and roll, I guess, eh?
Yeah. If it hangs
I think
out,
that's all he has.
if it hangs out, he might be looking for a real skinny double, but wanting to stay first.
Or do you want?
Sure. Either one.
All right, let's go this way.
Okay, they've elected to try to come across the face with a little bit of roll on this. So in the in turn, we're into Rich Moffat's first rock at third.
Easy, easy, easy.
Yep.
Yes!
Hard!
Yeah, this one's curling on him.
Hard!
Maybe a little soft on the weight, but
He might get the double now.
he might have the skinny double. Look at that. When it's working, and rolls buried perfectly behind those two.
Yeah.
Should have called it.
Should have called it.
Yeah, Rich. Yeah, I should have called that. I'm sure it
always
was in the,
there.
I'm sure it was in the back of the minds, and I'm sure that Howard was aware that. Okay, this is what we need to hit. Very skinny, and look at that nice little roll up at the end. But that rock can be Ron's friend here. Got some backing for this come around.
It's behind the tee line.
Tight.
It's a little tight, and we know in this spot it cuts.
Yeah,
it
so
can't be tight.
Yeah, so Gary, he's looks like tight and light.
Try and guard these two reds.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that one. That's so, you know.
That's good, Dale. That's good. Bigger.
And if you heard that at the end by Ron, trying to make something out of that is like, okay, don't leave him the double run after that. Let's at least guard that with that rock, hoping that, you know, maybe Howard comes in a little bit deep and they're going to have that same draw around, and now they eliminate the double raise on the two reds coming in. So Rich made the skinny double. Let's see if Rich can make the come around draw in behind his own reds, and he can't come down to that back one.
Not heavy. Hurry. Line's good.
Line's good.
They're on it hard early. They thought he might be a little bit light. They got their heads down. They're scrubbing.
Could be a little light. Actually, they're taking it pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to hit the paint.
All right. Good sweep, guys.
And
That's a good shot.
it does tuck a little bit in behind those reds, making the run back double a little tougher. But it also provides a good guard for this one if you can get straight in behind it, because you can't send that red one straight back. So
We see a really nice curl with the draw on this sheet. So you want to make sure that you're hitting the outside of the broom, not the inside of the broom, because you're on the inside, it's gone on you.
Stay close.
yeah, if you're aiming at the room, aim at the outside on it. This will finish up on you. Here it comes. It's a little bit heavy on the weight. That would have been perfect line just a few feet lighter.
Yeah. So we threw
Hanging on
one light and one heavy.
in the back at this stage in the end.
Pretty quick.
It did stop for second shot, so Howard's got to be a little bit careful not to set up a double.
So we asked Howard who he
All right, top one.
looked up to as a curler. Yeah, Al Harnden. I look up to Al Harnden too. And Al Hackner.
Well,
The two L's.
two Northern Ontario guys.
That's right. Well, Howard, I think he was born in Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I think those are two pretty good guys to look up to.
I think if you look at the Masters and the senior trophies, you will see those names on there more than once. So yeah, definitely some good role models.
Too much.
So here's Howard's first one. Trying to come around the top. Sweepers are saying too much, but it will finish and come down pretty hard here. So now they're really trying to go and make it curl.
Gotta go.
Okay.
Great shot.
All
Yeah,
right.
didn't want to set up the double, got a little bit of it buried.
You might be able to get it double. Oh, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, if it goes over the high side of that back one, meaning if it goes over this way and out that way, that red one will come back, probably touch a piece of that yellow. So might be buried in behind this guard enough.
The problem is he's got to eliminate that rock and hope that Howard's not going to come down and make that even better.
Yeah.
He's got to open it up or he's not going to have a shot.
It's a very tough situation for him because he's going to probably have to roll away a little bit here. He's going to play it tight with a quiet one. Doesn't have a lot of ice. Got to move it out of the 4-foot. And he wants to stay there to maybe leave those reds as a little pocket, so hoping that Howard might jam his shooter into those back two that'll be there. So it looks like he's throwing a little bit of weight with this ice, so not trying to tap it and get to the face of this one.
Didn't we find a spot here that it can stay a little straight on you if you get it out at all?
Very
they're
touchy,
holding it.
very touchy on the center line here.
Oh, it's going.
Yeah, this one came off there. He's going to touch the top. Anybody going to sweep that one? Try to see if they can get it out of the way there. So it did, I think, roll far enough. Howard is, I believe, sitting 2.
And an opportunity to put another one in there.
And guarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that he needs to come in with this one. Yeah, Rich just wants it up on the top.
They'll give him tight enough so that he can't come around.
Yeah, they'll give him, I think they're going to leave him the draw to the button around both.
All right, so close to the line.
Yeah. So that's going to be Ron's out as a in-turn draw to the full 4. If Howard puts his guard on that center one.
You have room.
You got to cover enough of this one because there is a double left.
Whoa, heavy.
With a deuce. They're talking that he might be a little heavy.
Whoa.
He doesn't want to set up any triple.
Close, coming down.
He puts it
coming
in.
down.
No.
Yep.
Line's good.
Starting to come down. Oh.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a pretty fine shot.
Yeah, that's high enough that a nose hit on that, and Howard would have the outside one to count it. So.
And he's happy to give him one here and have the hammer coming home in the 4th end.
Yeah, very.
Up 4-1.
Very important shot here. You know, it would give Ron a lot of confidence. You know, making this draw, give their team a little bit of boost. If he doesn't make it, they're down 5-0 against a very good team. You know, they haven't missed very much here so far, Howard's team, so they'll be keeping the pressure on them. So here's a chance for Northern Ontario. They're going to have to capitalize here. So what we have been seeing is that out here the times have been staying pretty good, actually a little quicker than some down the middle later in the game. Fresher pebble.
Final shot.
Ron Rosengren, draw, full 4 for 1.
A little bit soft on that handle.
Yeah, and the sweepers jumped on that really early. And try to hold it out there. And they're going on it for weight as well. Weight,
They're sweeping
line.
it hard.
Yeah. Got to keep pounding her.
Looks pretty good. Great sweeping.
Wow, good
Excellent shot.
judge by the sweepers to get that going out of the hand. It just got by the Redstone. Perfect draw into the 4-foot for Ron and Northern Ontario. They pick up their 1. They now trail 4-1. We'll be back with 4th end action.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. In case you missed the end of that last end, beautiful draw by Ron Rosengren. He really delivered that one.
That was a team shot. His sweepers swept that so well.
Right out of the hand, got on it early, held the line, and it just squeaked by, got full four, and got his one. So
Leave that one, go another.
kept the game going in a little tighter manner. 4-1 is Ontario over Northern Ontario. I'm going to go over to sheet one where we have the Nova Scotia and Newfoundland ladies playing. And Nova Scotia is sneaking away on that one there. They've scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and now have a 5-0 lead over Newfoundland. That's Nova Scotia over Newfoundland. Women on sheet 2. We have another ladies match, Ontario and BC. Ontario starting out with a 3 and a steal of 2 in the second, and have a commanding 5-0 lead in that game. And the sheet right beside us, we have Newfoundland and Nova Scotia men's, each trading deuces. It's 2-2 in that game, with Nova Scotia having the hammer.
And Dan, I'm not going to update the other games because they haven't updated.
Okay, and we cannot see through 2 solid cinder block walls, so we'll wait till those are posted, and we'll give you some more information on those games. So back to this game. Howard now back with the hammer.
5. Line's good.
We have 2 Northern Ontario center guards. How are you utilizing those? Coming into the top 4.
Good throws.
And another one in the top 12. So Ron has to get a little bit aggressive here. He's going to try to set up a steal.
What are you doing?
But also try not to give up too many and let this game get out of hand on him. So right now, trying to come around the 2 center guards with a freeze on the red stone in the top 4.
Well, he has his 2 guards set up well there. They do have one biting the forefoot, so have to be really careful, like you said.
So Dale, where's him out? Got lots of rotation. Looks like a fair bit of speed on this one too. So they might be wanting to just come around both, all the guards and the ones in the house to the back
Their
ring.
guards too.
Yeah, that red one in the top 4 is now a guard because it's I think that one stayed for a biter in the back. So that probably won't come into play this end for Northern Ontario. You know, the miss on that one is probably something on the top short that you could be used to promote in later. Deep was not the right side of the miss to be on that one.
Chris, what do you like? That or that?
Whatever you want. What do you like? Okay.
So Howard asked his team if they wanted to open up the front or they wanted to get a little more aggressive and keep the pressure on Northern Ontario. They've elected to come around.
And they do have the hammer.
Freeze the red, yep.
They're sitting in a good position right now. And they're positioning their rocks very well. They're all in front of the tee line, which is important.
And those rocks are a little bit off the ring, making run backs a little more difficult for Northern Ontario if they're forced to play those.
Wait only.
Weight's good.
Whoa, room.
Got lots of room on this shot, but it does come hard at the end if you've got the right weight.
Yeah, he got by that guard by a whole rock though, so might be setting up a double if it stays out there.
Oh,
it spun. Oh, got a nice little spin in at the very end there. About half a rock buried. So here you go. Like Ron sets these guards up, and he has to use his own rocks to run back here, which Anything a little bit off might open up the front, which he does not want. Looking for a straight run back double. So loss of the second rocks here for Dale. Trying to get this to curl over. Does have another red one he can run it into. He gets it by the yellow, but he just opened up the whole front. And when you're trying to steal, it's going to be a lot tougher.
You know, and Howard has a hammer here, and he's currently sitting 3 in the house, looking where to put his 4th rock. So, you know,
yeah,
they're in trouble. Northern Ontario's in trouble.
That was, you know, a big make or miss shot there. You make that, you've got 2 guards, and your shot's thrown in behind. You miss, and you're, like you can see, they've opened it up, and Howard's drawing, sitting 3 already. So now I think it's damage control for Northern Ontario for the rest of this end. Maybe try to force Ontario into a 1 somehow.
Lots of weight. Looks narrow.
So Howard trying to tap these red ones around.
Yep.
This one's going to curl pretty good. He might be hitting the one on the center line.
Run 8. Run 4.
Yep.
That slid by everything, went right in the hole.
Guys were yelling back line.
Well, you might want to draw one right down to it. I don't know. I guess you could get a triple there.
I think he did go far enough.
Little high side.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of heat coming down here, I think. Little high, lots of weight, lots of spin going to be happening on these red ones.
So the high side of that shot is where his broom is. That's where he wants to hit.
Correct, the outer side of it.
A lot of people, curlers, talk high side and low side, and I'm not sure that everybody in the world knows what a high side and low side is.
Or in this picture, the broom side.
Yeah.
So here comes the heat. He let her go. He's really close. Even with this heat, it's coming up.
It came up a lot. Oh,
yeah,
they got it.
But look at them all spinning out of the look. We got one going on to another sheet here. So that was just a little over 8-second hit. Needed the weight.
And that's looking a lot better now.
Definitely, yes. They needed that one, so. So Howard does have second shot here, trying to hit and roll outward towards the outer yellow, keep some separation, stay out of a double situation again.
Weight's good?
Yep.
So Chris is on this, trying to hold the line.
Hard.
It's going to come up some at the end here. We had a little bit of roll, but not very much.
That's fine. Oh, there's rocks behind there too.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I think he
We
can get a.
We can't see that from our bench,
He
but yeah,
get
but
a-
now we look in the back there.
double here and be line 3.
Yeah, it's going to have to sneak behind the back of that yellow. There is room. He wants him to bring the heat again. So I can see where the broom is. They're not expecting much curl on this.
Which tells me he's going to throw another 8-second hit.
Asking for the out turn, so we'll be letting go of this one pretty early. They're not on it, so he's close. Now he's on it. He might have waited a bit too long. Let's see, he's close.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it did hit it a little bit too thick.
Oh.
Wow, that's pretty good. He was down, he's back up, and he got into the sweep, and I think he got it enough to get it so his back on his second shot.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty accurate.
Oh, yeah.
We got to have a replay on that.
They're having high fives. Let's see if we can get
him falling.
Get him going down. I think Howard tripped him. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. Great job. Get up and get back into the sweep.
Like the same
And
way.
avoid the back rock.
That's a senior, eh? He bounced up there like a 20-year-old.
Yeah. That's Saquon Barkley right there.
Yeah.
Jumping around.
Look at the legs on him. Yeah, just boom, boom. All right, so Howard Trying to get the double here, put the double back, or deuce back in play. Rich not throwing quite the 8-second that we just saw there. A little more control. Wants to stay first. Double second. Really close.
Well, he's got the double.
What a great shot. With that weight, that's a
Nice
10 and a half. Just a nice, quiet double. That was the old Eddie Wernick double.
That was Eddie Wernick double.
That was about as hard as Eddie ever threw it, did it?
That's right.
Both rocks going out of the rings at the same pace almost. So now, back to Ron having to maybe hit and roll over or the double, wanting to stay first of all.
You know Eddie Wernick's son won the club championships last week, the Everest Club Championships. He was on the winning team from Ontario.
Well, look at that.
Yeah. That was kind of nice to see.
And was Eddie the coach?
I think he was there. Yeah, I think Randy Furby said he was there
Yeah.
at some point.
Did he have a box of toothpicks?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't think I've ever seen him
Without?
without one. Okay, just trying to hit and roll to the right, but it looks like he's going to get closer to a nose hit here. And there's not enough rocks left to go nose and keep him out of the rings. But Howard will want to roll a little bit here just to make sure that his nose hit can get on for a second point. So.
Or, I guess not over there. Yeah, all right, let's take it over there if we can.
Like sort of solid board kind of thing?
Yep.
So Howard wanting to roll either way, so his rock is completely on the rings. And Northern Ontario, in case Northern Ontario gets a nose hit, and then he can reply with a nose hit and still bite some of the rings.
All right, little roll your way, Chris.
So they're throwing a solid board, so that's more like of a controlled weight. We used to call that house weight.
Yeah, house.
Just nice.
They're up. Well.
Yeah, he's probably a little.
He's got a little more.
A little more than what than what Rich threw. Yeah. It's finished, but just a little heavier, I think, than they wanted, and it didn't come up enough. Rolled out. That'll give Northern Ontario a chance to either hit and stay and try to force Howard to make a shot for his blank. When they hit and roll out, Howard will have an easy blank. He will try to maintain the hammer. So I really want to stay here. And we're just checking in there. Doesn't look like they're doing a very good job updating our the other half of the building here.
So I'm going to have to find someone.
Yeah. We will have the fourth end break when we can get a chance to get over there and get some updates and crack the whip on those guys over there.
Right.
Maybe wake them up. Okay, here comes Ron's attempt. Hit and stay. Stone this pretty firm. Not knowing the amount of curl out here that much, so going with his bread and butter and nice hit and stay. Stayed on the rings. Howard taking the other turn, leaving him with a very small rollout to get off the rings from that side.
We had a lot of rocks in play at the start of this end. Turned into none.
Yeah, I think it started with that triple.
Right.
You know,
he was in a lot of trouble.
He was, and you know, that was another very key point for them to, you know, I'll say get out of this end. But once again, you know, being down 4-1, you know, it's it's an uphill battle. So he's going to have to start taking some chances again in the second half. Howard looking for the blank here. They're right off it.
Oh.
Wanting it to come up. They're not even trying to carve it up. And that
They stole one.
That is the paper skinny peel that didn't quite work, left it on the paint. You won't be very happy with that. Northern Ontario will get the steal there. So they are now 4-2 Ontario, with them having the hammer in the fifth end. And Dan Holowichik and Penny Shantz will be back for fifth end action.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on up. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one little, please.
You make moments like these possible.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
So curling podcaster, I don't know if it's a profession or a title many have. How did this kind of work come about for you, and how'd you sort of get into it?
I'm trying to make it one. Eventually, I think if I do it long enough, maybe it will eventually turn into a part-time job. Yeah, it's been a kind of a wild ride. I've been doing some form of curling media for the last decade or so. As you said off the top, used to play the game at a decently high level. When I was still playing, I started with a YouTube series, so it was called Cullen and a Curler, and I just interviewed curlers at various curling tournaments, and then did a podcast for a year called Stone and Straw, which was a one-on-one interview series that went pretty well. And then, just got too busy with the actual game and took a couple years off. And then when I retired from curling, that's a really fancy way of saying it, I just quit. I stopped playing. But when I retired, I was looking to stay involved in the sport, got an opportunity to do some streaming commentary for a little while. And then, over the last 2 years, started working on Broomgate. Kind of just always had this idea. I've told a lot of people that it's kind of the only interesting thing that's ever happened in curling.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, New Brunswick. Our feature match has Ontario over Northern Ontario in the Battle of Ontario with a 4-2 lead and having the hammer.
Mine's getting better.
An unexpected miss from Howard, trying to blank and got a piece of the rock, but not enough. Stayed straight out on the wide part that we've seen happen quite often here, and give up what I call an unexpected steal. So still in control, up 4-2 with the hammer. I'm sure they'll regain their composure and come back hard here in the fifth. Just give you some updated scores out here. We've got some runaways happening. On sheet 1, the Nova Scotia ladies are all over the Newfoundland ladies at a score of 7-0. And on sheet 2, after 3 ends, we have the Ontario ladies up on the BC ladies by a score of 7-0 as well. And the sheet right beside us, we have another good game with the men's happening. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland men's is Nova Scotia's up 3-2, and Newfoundland having the hammer, and they're entering to their fifth end. And on the other side of the building, we're slow with some of the reports.
We're still waiting for that. I know they finished the 4th end break, but they haven't updated the scores here. But what I do know is there is some runaway games there as well. Saskatchewan, Bryden is playing Northwest Territories, and he's up 8-1. That was after 3 ends. And Alberta's Paul is beating Nunavut 8-0 after 3 ends. I don't have the other updates.
Okay, well.
Atina Ford is, Alberta's team is playing the Nunavut women, and she was up 4-0 after the first 3 ends.
Okay, well, we'll see if we get some updates. We'll go back to our feature game here. Getting into the second half of the game, Northern Ontario having to get aggressive. Howard was trying to come around that one, and that's one of the worst leads you can have is a staggered guard.
A staggered guard.
Won't be able to send anything straight back. So if Northern Ontario can get something buried around here.
Let's go bury it.
It is early. They will be running that top off because I know Howard will not like that lineup up front. And being up 4-2, he doesn't need to take too many chances too early here.
So the Northern Ontario team curls out of the Port Arthur Curling Club, but in Thunder Bay, and Thunder Bay is hosting the Scotties this year, February 14th to the 23rd.
Right, that's right after the next event after the Canadian Mixed. So yeah, if you're looking to get some tickets for the upcoming events, go to curling.ca/tickets. We got the Canadian Mixed Double Olympic Trials, December 30th to January 4th in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. The Scotties Tournament of Hearts, February 14th to 23rd in Thunder Bay, followed by the Montana's Briar, presented by AGI, February 28th to March 9th in Kelowna. And entering into some of the worlds, we got the BKT Tire World Men's Championship, March 29th to April 6th in Moose Jaw, followed by the Curling Trials, November 22nd to 30th in Halifax.
That's a long ways away.
That's a long ways away, but I can tell you it will creep up on you in a hurry.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Montana's Briar. It's in Kelowna. That's in my hometown.
Right, you won't have to go too far for that one.
I think tickets are going really well. I think they're almost sold out for full packages. And
nice.
Final weekend.
I think everybody happy to play in a full house.
Here, get ready. Me? Still lots.
Just wait.
So still some guards up front, but not overlapped. Northern Ontario making a nice come around here. Dale's last stone stops top of the tee line, full buried. Howard's going to try to peel this guard off into the corner, open everything right up. So Chris Fulton firing the double peel.
Yep.
So do you think at the fourth end break here that Howard was talking to his team, okay, let's, if we get one, that's good. If we just don't give them one, right? That would be the worst scenario.
Yeah, I don't think they, even discussed the, the missed blank attempt there. They're playing well. They're getting rocks in good locations. They're up in the game. They have control. So just keep playing. That was a very good shot by Chris. Opened everything up. Burning up ends. Ontario is happy to do that, especially in an odd end here. But Northern Ontario, they got to keep putting up some good guards, keep some separation. Guard that one that's in the top button if they can for the rest of the end, and I think Howard makes something tough again on his last one.
It's going to be yours, Billy.
This looks like it's not coming.
Yeah, they're trying to make this finish. It's having a tough time getting over the Everest mountain.
That's good, Dan. Everest Mountain, I like that.
Yeah, it was an uphill. I think it hit the uphill part of that mountain. Yeah, didn't quite have enough to get over it.
Needed to slide down.
Okay.
So completely open, but we've seen some of these curl up if you get them a little bit soft in the centerline area here. So don't want to be too lazy with this. Rich Moffat is trying to hit and roll away. He doesn't need to go under that guard, and open rocks are a preference for Ontario here. Hit and roll a little bit open.
Because if he is a little tight, at least he would get the guard. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, and right now he's leaving it. A little bit of roll.
I think he was questioning, why are you sweeping it?
Well,
kind of flared out his hands a little bit.
Yeah, it's perfect roll. Ron's going to try to hit and roll under. Get it buried behind that guard that he made, so see if he can line these up perfectly. Gary definitely wanting to stay on this, because then I think Howard's just going to peel that top one off. Got to try to get a piece. Ooh, they lost that one.
They're not in.
Now, does Howard split the house here wide?
I think so.
Leave Ron the hit and roll under. Looking for one on the tee line. Far right-hand side of the house. Try to get a deuce and really take control of this game. Whoever got a second here, I'm just going to give a shout out to my Monday night men's team who are without me, and I know they're probably really nervous. My old high school skip, Buddy Belay, leading a team of, well, actually I think Doug McLennan is filling in for me, our old senior teammate, and a couple ex-presidents there, Dave Klotchuk.
Whoa, looks heavy.
Mr. Ramchuk, and actually Buddy's son. So we need a six-man team. We seem to go on some holidays and some work assignments. So good luck to them tonight.
You know, Dan, that seems to be very popular now. I know in Vernon, where I curl, we have a 5-man team. I play Tuesday, Thursday afternoon ladies, and I don't think that there's one team that doesn't have at least 5 ladies, if not 6.
And you know what? And I think that's just the nature of the game out there now. Most mixed teams play with 3 couples.
Right.
You know, you better have an extra man or a woman on your men's or ladies team, because
we said that.
Yeah.
You know, our winters are long, and you try to take a little bit of a break. So,
well, especially if you live in Edmonton.
Yeah, our
I
winters
lived
are
there
even
for
longer.
30 years.
Our winters are even longer.
That's right.
So nice split on the house here by Ontario. Ron needing to make a nice little hit and roll under. See if he can make it a little bit tougher. Yeah, he's got some roll, but
not quite.
Not quite enough. So does Howard hit and roll outward here? Keep the deuce well in play?
I think so. If he rolls behind the guard, then they'll have an opportunity to, well, they could hit the outside one, or they could freeze to it, shrink his house, right?
Yeah, and I think being down 4-2, you'd definitely be making a play on something underneath. So, you know.
Try that. All right.
And
Think it's gonna run.
I don't know if Ron is going to try to utilize that center guard and try to steal, go really hard for a steal here. May try a little harder in the next end. But if Howard sticks around here, he's probably conceding a deuce at least. So. Be interesting to see how this plays out here.
All right.
So probably a nice little control hit for Howard. Trying to hit and roll to the left on the outside. Split the rings as wide of it as she can.
Yes!
I was worried that this rock was going to possibly stay out there, but he's got nice controlled weight.
Yeah, and they called it early. Chris got on that early to try to hold it straight. Got the outside part of it.
Great
Got a little
shot.
bit of a roll.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sweep, Chris.
I think we're going to see Ron hit and try to roll under here.
There we go. I think this one will curl more. This one curls more? I think so. Yeah.
So interesting comment there. From what we've been seeing out on the wide side, he thinks that this one's going to be curling a little bit more than something closer to the middle.
Well, do you think he's saying it's the ice, or is he saying it's this rock?
Good question. Yeah, we haven't noticed anybody comment on any of the rocks in any of the games so far.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anybody switching any of them around. So as we mentioned earlier, they are using the Canada Curling Association rocks. This is the second event that they have them here. So I think they're in really good shape, rocks and ice. So we'll see how much curl he gets on this. Yeah, he's trying to make this one bust over. So.
And it's staying straight.
They were anticipating it curling more here, and it didn't, which is kind of what we've been seeing. And he hits and rolls out, and Howard's going to have a nice, easy draw anywhere in the house.
For his two.
Taking plenty of ice, not wanting to get anywhere near the Yellowstone. Still trying to keep his button weight intact. Some people will throw one down the middle to the wide weeds here to just totally get that Yellowstone out of the way. Not wanting anything to pick and tap that one in, but
sometimes it's hard to throw that one away from the center, right?
Yeah, and
on this shot.
And get it kind of at a little bit different speed where it kind of can stay in the good stuff out in the wide. So Howard, draw to anywhere in the house for his deuce, take a commanding lead in this game.
Whoa, looks like a lot.
We're just cleaning. Howard thinks he has a lot.
Oh, no.
Always.
If he gets it inside that 4-foot line,
it should die, right?
Should start cutting and curling down, but it looks like it's still going here. Good sweep coming. Yeah, Howard knew it as soon as he let that go. He said, "Oh no," and it was an "oh no." So just a single for Ontario there, but still holding a 5-2 lead. And we'll be back with some sixth end action in your Battle of Ontario.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. Our feature match has Battle of Ontario with Ontario leading 5-2. Northern Ontario with the hammer. A little bit of an opportunity missed by Ontario. They did get one, but it was a free draw for two there. So won't be happy about that, but still in pretty good shape. We do have some other score updates I'm going to give you. And just to let you folks know that while you may see some of these scores and wonder why maybe they're still playing, they do have to go 6 ends. And basically they have to be up by 7.
Have to be up by 7 points in order to quit.
Right, so you will see them go at least 6 if it looks like the score is really tilted one way, and we have a few tilts happening out here on sheet 1. Still 7-0 in our first game with the ladies game.
Nova
Scotia and Newfoundland. And on sheet B, we have the Ontario and BC ladies matchup. Ontario sizable lead of 9-0 on that one. Sheet 3, men's game, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, 3-2, Nova Scotia. And on the other side, we do have some updates here.
Yeah, I've got some updates for you. Saskatchewan women are playing New Brunswick, and that's a tight game. New Brunswick is currently winning 3-2. Alberta, Tina Ford Johnson is playing Nunavut, and after 5 ends, they're winning 9-0. Sheet G was Saskatchewan men, Bryden playing Northwest Territories, and he is winning 9-2. And final sheet is Alberta, James Paul, and he's playing the Nunavut men, and he is winning 10-1. So there's a few games out here where they're not very close.
No,
might be an early night.
Might be some 6-end games coming up. So we'll keep those posted. If anybody up there wants to find out the scores themselves and check out the standings and look at the results from the last stone draw, you can go to curling.ca/scoreboard for all that information. And if you want to catch some of the other games that are being streamed right now, TSN Plus has it available on sheet B and C. And also you can go to youtube.com/Curling Canada. And you can pick up one of the other 2 games. And we will provide you with some broadcast coverage on sheet 4, Battle of Ontario.
Yeah, and Dan, if you miss some games, you can go back and you can watch those games. Those are good games to watch.
You can find some of the highlights. Yeah. Want to follow your favorite team? Any of the ones that are streamed on there, you can go back and look up.
We watched a great game this afternoon, or we're doing a great game this afternoon with BC and PEI.
Yes. So we got another pretty good one here. Ontario's, they're behind the 8 ball. They got to make some things happen here, but they do have 2 corners and rock exposed here. Trying to hit and roll under. Looks like he's got a really nice one by the guard. Didn't quite get the roll, but
I don't know if he could have got it any better than that. He could have got the roll.
Yeah, he could have hit it a little skinnier. Roll under is yellow.
Under. Yeah.
Howard does have to negotiate this around his shot rock in the red. Lots of room to do it. So Northern Ontario does have some guards to use. You can use Howard Center one. They got their own corners.
Lots of weight. Weight's okay.
Oh, this is staying out there. They're going to need to carve that to
I don't
get a piece.
Is there a hole between those yellows to get his own red?
Oh.
There is.
I thought he was playing the tick on the left guard.
Well, I think maybe at the end they were trying to get a little piece of it, and it went right through the wickets there. And unfortunate shot there for Chris. Hard to do, right through that hole. I think there was there even enough room?
Back 8.
Looking from that angle, just enough room.
You know, we talked about that earlier, how a skip has to kind of listen to what the sweepers are going to say, and how much weight is on it, is it light, is it heavy, and then the skip, even though he called a certain shot, he's got to make a decision. Maybe we got to go for plan B. If they popped it out a bit, we got to try something else.
7.
Yeah, and also like we heard on the, on Tina
Johnson.
Yeah, like after she let her rock go, she let her team know where she thought it was. If she thought, okay, I'm light, got to go on, like within the first second of release, she gave the first command of to what she wanted her sweepers to take into the bank to see. They'll give it an assessment too, but right out of the hand, trying to get that first little bit of jump either way. So
there is good communication on that team all the way.
Yeah,
down every shot.
So we got a little Christmas tree, as we call it, where a little bit of each stone is behind another one, making the doubles.
Well, it is the season.
Yeah. Oh, good one.
Yeah, something like that.
You want that? Just board?
Just board.
Okay, so Howard did signal maybe trying to run his red guard into the yellows, but now they're just going to try to hit the yellow on the top of the house.
Board weight.
Board weight, stick around right on top of it.
So all these men and ladies out here, they play, there's 2 pools of men, 2 pools of ladies, and each pool has 7 teams in it. The top 4, they all play each other, so you get 6 games, and then the top 4 in each pool move on to the championship pool.
Right, and then you will carry over that record with you.
You carry it over with you.
You'll play all the teams on the other side that come over into your pool, and from there, the top 4 teams move on into the championship.
Right, and they would, semifinal to play in the
into
semis,
the playoffs.
and
And 1 will play 4, 2 will play 3, and those winners move on to the gold medal match, and the winner getting a trip to
Fredericton, New Brunswick, just down the road.
So that's a little farther down the road. It's not like next week, so they could have just packed some luggage and moved over there.
Well, it's in April, so they have a little bit of time.
Yeah, you got it.
So yeah, New Brunswick hosting
a lot of events this year.
Yeah.
Fredericton hosted the Everest Senior Curling a few years ago that both you and I attended. It was a great event. Wayne Tellen?
Yes.
Did he host us there?
And Wayne's had his share of success at the senior level as well.
All it'll go. All it'll go. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, didn't quite tap that one hard enough, and I think he may have left Howard a skinny double. Howard's looking at see if he can hit this one first and hit the back of this other yellow and squirt that one out sideways. And if he tries to play this double the other way and hit this one first, he might push this yellow into that red. So we'll see if he can try to make that double the other way. Northern Ontario just wanted to bump that one just a little bit farther to take this double out of the way.
Well.
So here comes Rich Moffat's heater.
Girl.
Trying to get as much action off this one into the other stone. He pushed it in behind the corner guard and not far enough to put it in the open. So leaving his shot rock exposed, or is it, it's hard to say if yellow is shot. I think the red one is still.
I think red is
red shot,
there.
but now Northern Ontario with a chance to hit and roll under another guard and maybe put 3 into play here. So, big turn of events here in the last couple of shots. Needing some execution here. Gary, this is his last stone.
He does get this roll. It's
in the 6th end.
He is going to be setting himself
this looks
up
pretty
nicely.
close. Sweeping it to hold it straight. He looks really good here. He looks really good.
Sit.
Look at that.
That's a great shot.
Beauty. It is open. He did roll a little far, and I mean, Howard could just peel that one out. They're going to just try to come around that corner and still have a good chance at a 3-ender. So
I don't know. He's looking at this other rock.
Yeah, well,
here.
We'll see what Howard thinks. He does have a little hole to come off of that and try to roll back to the center for shot. A little more of a delicate shot than the other yellow that's wide open.
A little bit of trouble for the first time.
Yeah. So big shot here in this game. And that's why they're trying to get all the angles. How much can you see? There's plenty of room to bring a rock in there. Right weight, it will come up hard.
Yep.
And Howard's taking it on. He's taking it on, and he might go down the other end and look at it and maybe change his mind, but from this end, he likes what he sees. Feels confident he can get that out of there and roll behind his own.
It's his first shot. He's got another one to come if he opens it up.
If he ticks a guard, yeah, he will have an open hit on his next. So a quiet hit and roll back to the middle. A little early. It's running down the center. Rich doesn't think it's going to curl early on him. He's pretty solid over that red guard. He might actually roll and cover up that hole. So,
hey, that shot's not there anymore.
No, and you know what? It doesn't even leave him that same shot to try again on his next one.
I think if I was him now, I'd come around that red one and.
Yeah, and then Howard's going to have to try to play that outside one to hold him down to 3. See if we can listen into what Ron's plan is.
I think we got it. I think you're right, Dale.
More room.
I think we could probably get to here.
I don't know if you want to be that deep.
That's great.
You come in there, and he comes right on top of you, and he takes your end away from you.
He kills your 2 that are shot right now. Yeah, you want to get behind that red one.
Run back, yeah.
No, maybe in the 8-foot.
I think the 8-foot.
I don't know that Howard would try the run back on those 2 if you're in the 8-foot. Maybe try to run back double or hit the open one. Really looking forward to see how this one unfolds. So Ron hasn't had too many of these. Nice straight draw around.
Great.
You know, not a lot of pressure on this one when he's sitting 2. I don't think he's ever been sitting 2. So still got to keep the focus. Great weight,
it would be
nice clean release.
Huge opportunity to lie 3 here and get 3 back on the board after 6. It just changes the whole momentum of the game.
We've seen some little misses at the end with Howard's last 2. So.
No, this will cut at the end with the right weight.
Yeah. Don't want to leave this one go too early. Here it comes. This looks really good.
Here we go.
Yep. Easy. They're finishing it, and he's got good depth. He doesn't need to go too far.
That's a great shot.
Yep. Showed him a little cheek. Teased him a little bit. Good depth. Like, I don't think Howard's freezing that one. He's definitely giving up 2 if he does come down and freeze it.
Yeah, he's
You know-
got to think about this now.
Yes.
I know the rock on the right-hand side it's open, but
Yeah, so I mean,
still going to give up. He's going to give up 3 by just even hitting it.
you can see that one. If he hits it on the nose, he leaves him this draw to the 8-foot. If he tries to roll under, he's going to jam that. If he rolls a little bit too far here, he might leave him a shot for 4. So not an easy situation for Howard and Ontario.
He could draw around to the back 4-foot here.
Take the same route that Ron just did.
We get it to there.
But he has 3 up, so can you eliminate?
Yeah, onto the other one might be the. Yeah, but either one works.
Okay. Looks like they're going to be taking on a run back.
Quite, like just even bored.
Okay.
I think it's pretty straight there.
Okay, so Howard figuring it straight on the 4-foot line on the wide side.
Yeah.
Nose hit will get rid of 1. A little bit of an over curl, and he can try to run the red one off the side here, maybe get a double. Leaving Northern Ontario, if he gets a double here, leave Northern Ontario with a draw for 2.
All right.
Oh.
Like that?
Yeah, they're trying to get the broom right here because anything
Big
outward
shot.
here with the weight is going to run on him. And he can afford to come a little bit across the face on this one.
Whoa!
So he didn't overthrow this.
Whoa! Whoa!
He was calling control.
Yeah. Yep. Waiting for the break
Got a
point
curl.
on it.
Got to
And here it
sweep it.
comes. They're staying close. He's got a really good looking shot. He's got the one for sure. And it rolls to outcount the other one. So very nice shot for Howard. The nose hit there.
I think
Counts
he just
out-
has a shot for 2 here now.
Counts out that other yellow. Well, if he really had to, he could come across and hit that yellow into the red and roll both in
The
for
one on
3.
the-
For 3, yeah.
Out where
If
he is? Yeah.
Try to come by, hit his own, roll in a little bit this way, hammer the yellow into that red, spin it in that way. He's just going for his 2 right now. And if this was the last end and he needed 3, I think we would see that shot. So Ron just taking his deuce here. Needs good piece of the 8-foot or better. Lots of room to throw this one through. Line shouldn't be any issue.
More weight, just clean, just for line. More
Sweepers think it has enough weight.
Might come down.
Yeah, they got to watch because the
center.
Once you leave them for a while and they come in the middle, you come down and you get the curl.
And
But
it's
he's
fine.
fine with this one. 15-4, and he's got full top 8. So Northern Ontario with their deuce in the 6th end will trail Ontario 5-4 in the Battle of Alberta. And Penny Shantz and Dan Holowichik will be back with you for 7th end.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice. to leave behind a legacy.
And welcome back once again to the Everest Senior Curling Championships here in Moncton, New Brunswick.
Yep.
We got ourselves a good one now with Northern Ontario getting their deuce in the sixth end, trailing 5-4. Ontario still having the hammer and control this game. We saw Howard miss a couple easier shots, but make a really nice run back and stay to get himself out of some trouble to give up a really big end in
Potential
that sixth
3
end.
on that, yeah.
3, chips it, maybe even a 4.
Nice controlled weight, run back, and hit it perfect.
So on to the seventh end action. We got a center guard, and we have Ontario with one around it in the top 8-foot. Northern Ontario trying to go around the works here, I think, or freeze that high one. So it's coming in.
You know, he could have left that out.
Yeah, at that
he
point,
would have had 2 guards there.
exactly. At that point, you know what? You're kind of half in or half not. As it turns out, Howard doesn't. He's not going to
He's
chase
ignoring
that.
it anyways.
He's not going to chase it. So
game on.
That yellow is promotable. We'll see how that one gets used later in the end here.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go.
So Howard asking Paul Madden to just come around the works here.
Yep.
But it's cutting early. Rubs the top guard and spins into the ring right beside his other one.
Okay, good sweep.
So no double there.
That's that number 8 rock again. Just doesn't curl of mine.
All right.
Oh.
So we do have somebody that has dropped off a stone.
Hold on, dear.
So that was
Rajala. Howard's number 8 rock, his last stone. They switched it up. So we'll see. They seem to think that one curls a little bit. We'll keep our eye on that.
maybe Howard got rid of it after those 2 shots. Did he say it curled more or it was straighter?
Yeah, they said it curled more, but it was I don't know if he threw that on the blank attempt, but that was the one that didn't curl enough. So I don't know if they had switched it by then or not. You know what? This is going too. So both teams either tight or getting caught on some curl here with that out turn. And Northern Ontario didn't want to get rid of that center guard there for sure. They are still down and needing to steal in this game.
Howard's in a good position here.
Yeah,
he's got all his rocks at the top of the house. You know what I call that? The Diane Foster wall. All across the top. I was playing against her in one of the competitions, and she had the wall all across the 12-foot. I didn't have a shot with my last rock.
Yeah, which one do you want to bump up, right?
I think I should.
Oh. Okay, so peel the yellow off the center. Got 2 reds.
Looking pretty good.
7th end, only 2 ends left for Ron to get something here. You can leave the steal for the 8th end because this one's looking a little bit tough for that right now, but still got some rocks to come. These are always a tough double when they're that close together. You almost got to hit it simultaneous, otherwise you hit the one, you'll have a lot of spin. You'll touch it and your rock will go spinning out of there. So see if he can crotch it. Just got the hit on the one. Rolled up a little bit.
He's gonna hit it.
Yeah. Howard can hit and roll to split the house and manufacture the simple deuce if he can execute the hit and stay for the rest of the end. So I think we've got some more scores to give you for some updates here. On our sheet A game with Nova Scotia and Newfoundland ladies. we have Nova Scotia leading 7-2 there. On sheet B, I believe that game is concluded, and we had the Ontario ladies taking down the BC ladies 10-1. On the sheet right beside us, we got a good game going between Nova Scotia and Newfoundland men. Nova Scotia men are up 4-2 in that one.
And on the other side of the wall, Saskatchewan and New Brunswick. Saskatchewan women are behind New Brunswick. It's 4-3 on that game after 6. I'm sure there's an update on there that hasn't come through yet. But
Throw, Gare.
Atina Ford Johnson from Alberta. That game is finished, and she beat Nunavut 10-0. Saskatchewan men, Bryden, playing Northwest Territories, Huddy. Score is 9-3 for Bryden. And James Paul, his game is finished. Alberta team beat Nunavut men 10-2.
All right, so that's all the games we've got going on for the rest of today. We will have a full slate again tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock Atlantic time. Our feature game will be the Manitoba and Newfoundland ladies. Sorry, men.
Right. And Dan,
Line's good.
you and I aren't doing it.
Right, we will have some guest speakers coming in to do the broadcast. So you'll want to tune into that.
A lot of room.
And once again, another full day tomorrow. All sheets will be going all day. And we'll keep going on our round robin here. On our feature sheet, if you missed it, we did show you the replay. And Northern Ontario cleaned everything up. They're trying to just blank this end or get out of this one and go hard for the steal in the last end. Maybe with a couple of center guards. A beautiful draw around the only rock that was left in play. And there is not much of this red rock exposed.
Yeah, that was a great draw around that corner guard over.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many go around a really wide corner, so great line and great weight.
It's a little quiet, so
Gary Manula doesn't have much to see here.
It's pretty close.
They're asking for the curl at the end. This is a great
shot too.
Yeah, and roll to the middle.
Get it away from that corner guard.
Yeah, and if it rolls back under that corner again, it's going to have a little bit more room to get around it. I think we're going to see, play maybe just stay in the middle of the ice here. And both teams would be happy, I think, with the blank. That was a really nice shot. There wasn't much of that rock showing, and there hadn't been a lot of play in that area.
Yep. Hurry.
So Rich Moffat, Ontario, wanting to hit and stay there.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
I think we'll just see an exchange of hits.
Yeah,
now.
they'll want to hold the rings. And I think if Howard rolls out on his first one, I think you'll see Ron try to utilize that corner and maybe force something or a miss, and hope something can happen to his benefit for this end. But right now, it's looking pretty much down the middle. Doesn't need the roll on this one. So Ron with a hit and stay here. They're calling normal weight, so he's throwing it a little bit harder than everybody's
this is
control.
Cut on him. No,
he's throwing it a little firmer. Yeah, trying to hit and roll a little bit more over to the middle.
Good hit. So he'll want to hit and stick here.
So Harold's hit and stay is a firm board weight. It is in the 4-foot line here. Doesn't want to underthrow this or get this going. It's a nice, clean release. Sweepers will have their room down on this. Try to stay right there. And we'll see how aggressive Ron is for the roll back under that corner. First priority for him will be to stay, but let's get this shot out of the way first.
That's what I would say. Let's hit the rock first and get the roll.
Yeah. So Howard, hit and stay attempt here.
Yeah, clean.
Just good clean here. Nice board weight.
Nice throw.
Nice hit. Right on the Everest logo. Just like their draws to the button. Got a piece of it.
Try to roll the other way. Is that? Try to roll over here. Yeah, give it that way. Sure.
Okay, so we just heard it there. Ron's going to give this a go. It's a long roll. And Rich Moffat will be able to start sweeping this one because it will be behind the tee for most of the time. So
I don't mind blanking this one. Giving him one.
Well, we did see him miss the
this,
blank.
Yes.
Not.
So gonna want him to throw at it anyways. So do want to stay around. The roll way wide over there would be the bonus.
Well, this is going to come up.
Yeah, maybe he got it curling a little bit early. Yeah, so he's going to have a little bit of roll, but nothing significant. Still holding the 4 foot.
Okay, so an opportunity to blank the end.
Yep.
Dan, what do you want to be? Do you want to be 2 up without the hammer, or do you want the hammer coming home?
I'm thinking he wants the blank here.
One
Still
up
out of
coming
control.
home with.
One up with is a beautiful position. But the object here, make sure the yellow goes away. So Howard Rajala with the blank, right down the center line.
Whoa!
With
No!
some peel weight. Rich yells whoa out of the hand.
Oh no.
And this is not moving much. Sorry.
All right.
That was Paul trying to make that thing cut over. And
Okay. Well, he has the hammer coming home. Tie game.
he did give up a steal of 1. We now have a tied up game coming home. And once again, Ontario has the hammer. So 7 ends, and we're right back where we started. We'll be back with the 8th end action.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. Dan Holowaychuk here with Penny Shantz, and we got ourselves a real game here now, all tied up, coming home in the 8th end in the Battle of Ontario here, with the Rajala team having the hammer, and the first rock for Northern Ontario.
Yep.
They watched it come all the way down, and it did stop in the free guard zone area.
But it did not stop on the line, so.
A little longer, Billy.
Yeah.
So now they're just trying to perfectly guard that one.
Okay, guys.
Howard tried to come around it into the top 4, but it is wide open.
Probably want to be a high guard on this one, I would think. Get some separation between the two. Three. That means he's tight to the house. On
Yeah,
the
which
other
is
one.
as deep as his first one was.
It might come down. It's coming down later on in the game, so.
So Bill Pelosa has the center guard.
The Everest
Will it
Mountain.
stop on that line? Now, when there is no line there, what do? Can you see anything under those letters? I think they're having a look at it here. It might have overcurled.
I think it's off, but
We should be good.
Have you ever measured that?
Turn draw.
How would you measure that?
They have a measure. They put something down on the line or something, and I had that happen at one of my events.
I've never seen a measure on this one, so okay.
Okay.
I think from my vantage point, and I'm sitting right behind the sheet, I can see the full line and a little bit of white. So I'm saying that it's not on the line. I think they've agreed to that.
I think I agree with you.
So
Although I'm on the side a bit.
Where?
Howard's coming around it.
Yep.
This thing's
Hard line.
curling early.
Hard line.
They're trying to hold it out there and get it by that guard.
Gotta go. Hard.
Looks pretty good.
Yep. Gotta go.
Wasn't any room by that one. Papered it by the guard, and it actually overcurled, but in a very good spot. So set up.
Can we sit on top with the outturn draw? You can sit here.
Making yourself.
Where,
too early.
Where is that one, Ron?
Top four.
Where is that one? Top 4. Okay. Yeah, I like it.
On the 4 foot. Top 4.
I do. What do you like?
I like that better than that.
Yeah, we got to keep junk in there, right?
Okay.
There you heard it. Yeah, Ontario front end, or the guys down the other end of the ice, they want to keep guards in play. They didn't want to raise that yellow just yet.
Make it.
Trying to come around with an out turn, freeze around both guards, and get onto the shot stone, overlapped a little bit.
You know, if they make this perfect, it would be a great shot because their rock will be in front of that red rock.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see Howard go and start clearing off that front. Try to get the play in the house.
Go.
Looks pretty good.
Yes, it looks really good.
Line's perfect. Right there.
He's by the guards.
Hard, boys, drag it.
Oh, an excellent shot.
Yeah, perfect.
You can't walk that one down there any better. That's a 15-3 welded. I still think Howard's going to be starting to open things up here.
I think you should be.
Trying the double rip. Yellow. Roll your shooter out. So here comes Chris Fulton with a double peel attempt. He's throwing it pretty firm.
He's got one for sure, I think.
Yeah, just a single peel. Okay, I think we're going to see Northern Ontario maybe try to continue with some guards for a bit. Maybe make a play later in the end on those two that are closest to the button.
Playing Dale.
Guard.
Yeah. Probably right on the O in the Everest Senior Curling Championship
Where is
logo.
that? Oh, okay.
Right in the O of senior.
Okay.
2 is right in the middle, giving you some separation.
Right on the O.
Right.
Just clean. It doesn't need to be curled. Whoa.
Okay, nice.
Close.
Yep. Good guard. A little bit straighter run back for the double peel here. And A little harder to roll your shooter out of the way, but there's still enough angle to do it. So Chris is going to give it another shot. Double peel attempt, making sure you get the one.
Yep.
This one is firm, down the middle. Rich sweeping it. He didn't pound it real hard, and he jammed it back, but still it left it as a guard.
Jeez, I don't.
But he blocked
off his shot.
Blocked off the outturn tap. So.
Why don't we take a timeout? Ronnie, you guys want a timeout?
Both teams still with plenty of times in the bank here. From what I see, you have Northern Ontario with about 6 minutes and 45 seconds, and Ontario with about 5.5 minutes. So, but they're going to call time. They're not going to be rushed. They really want to figure out the rest of this end. There's still 8 rocks left to come.
Get rid of number 2.
Well, yeah, well, that would work with this shot.
We'll listen into them for a bit here.
Get that red and roll over.
Get rid of number 2, and then does he hammer
I'm
this?
just saying, other turn.
Yeah.
Get that and roll over here.
I like hitting that.
This is there too, eh?
That's there too. I don't mind getting rid of number 2.
Then he's stealing a bunch of stuff.
Is
right?
this so terrible? I guess we can't with that guard. I really would like. This would be nice too, eh? But
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I just.
Oh no, that's makeable with like bumper weight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we'd be okay.
That's the shot I like, but.
If it curls up, you might pick the back one too.
Kind of don't want it to.
Yeah, you
don't
gotta
want
make sure
to.
we touch our yellow though, right?
Yeah, that's the shot. I think.
You like bump?
You guys, what you like, but if you like, I like it. What do you like, Ron?
Bumper. Let's do this.
Good for that intern draw too.
I like it.
I'm looking at that intern draw.
Could roll even further, eh?
Doesn't have to be buried.
Well,
but set it up.
We'll roll as far as we roll, I think.
I'm not sure that I would be,
hitting this,
playing that weight that you could hit and roll out, and then I think you're going to see Howard come down the middle, and I think it's a little bit early in the end. What would Randy Furby do?
We're just talking about we could throw that.
Well,
draw.
whatever you said to Randy, he would say, "Yeah, that's what most teams would do, but I'm going to do this."
And then Dave, in the very end, would have to make it.
All right.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to see. They're just trying to play a hit and roll here. Quiet hit and roll.
I think so.
So going through a staggered port, these have been hard to hold. He's going to have to get by that red pretty tight, some quieter weight.
A little firm.
Bump up.
It's real firm.
It's up.
Oh, that's going to come. Careful.
A little solid. They're trying to make this move. No, he's by the top one, but I don't think he's going to hold on here.
Okay, it was just up, eh?
Yeah, he's hit and rolled out.
Which is exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, and
that
I mean,
rolls off into the 12-foot on the left-hand side. He can use that rock, or if he has to.
right.
Now
so,
it's gone.
And it was a tough port with the quieter weight. We've seen some of them really curl up there. They played it safely by the yellow, which is the one that they do want to leave, if anything. So now Ontario with a decision here once again. They are shot stone now, but that yellow on top, that tight is
What do you guys
is
like?
pretty dangerous. So
That or that?
How about a straight peel?
Peel's okay too.
You want to run it in?
I kind of like the straight peel.
Well, straight peel is not bad, but you have to.
Why do you like?
They're gonna hit tap, and Howard will have to draw a full four if you're comfortable with that.
You could think 3 shots ahead here. 3 straight peel. Then what are they going to do?
This is the chess match that we're into here.
That's right.
We risk, picking our own or over the top. Leaves them near the 4 foot.
Right there, yeah.
Okay. So if you're playing some kind of a tap thing, what kind of it'll be hard not to curl it, right?
Well, we do have 25 years worth of team experience as a group
together.
It'll be a group discussion.
Yeah.
No, I mean, whack that hard and lose the yellow.
You can try it. You can try it.
Good discussion.
Do you like hitting nose on the 2 in the house?
Well, the yellow may not go out, but it'd get out of the 4-foot.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to draw around.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
We got to do something with that guard. Either
All right.
run it in or
Leave
peel
that
it.
there,
Just
they're
straight
gonna
peel.
use it.
I agree. That's a danger rock for Ontario, that yellow guard. If they can make this really good, they can make the rest of the game pretty easy on themselves. Okay, so Rich Moffat, it looks like he's just going to peel that guard. He's not going to try to send it into the rocks in the house because they had a discussion about that as well. So straight peel on this, and they're going to let Northern Ontario jiggle those ones around.
Well, easy. Clean.
Yep.
Yeah, nice clean release
got it.
by Rich.
All right. That's good.
Straight peel.
So now, if you're Northern Ontario, you put the guard back?
We're at the last of thirds rocks. They could do that for one more rock. It's they don't have to play in the house yet. Yep, they're talking about it.
Yeah, I'd like to stay a
Can you
guard.
throw the out-turn? Like, is that out-turn draw there?
Oh.
To come around those?
What?
So those angles are set up good for us right now, right?
Not that great.
Can you come around? Nobody
I mean,
So they were talking about trying to use the high guard and the
Take a
2
timeout, get Larry, like we
in
did
the top 4 as kind of guards and get around it from the wide side.
yeah. Well, okay, he's coming down. He's going to smash.
Okay, so he has a chance.
understand, but
He has a chance to come around
I
that
think
with his
that's pretty
next
hard to
shot.
get
But
to,
if he
eh?
throws up a guard, then Howard is probably going to peel the guard again. So then he can play that shot.
Right, it might be a little bit early. You want to,
What are you throwing?
you know,
What do you think?
you don't want to let them have too many cracks at this.
Yeah. Look around. Sit right there.
So we can't see the high guard on our screen right now. But there is a guard way up over
It's
here.
kind of maybe early to get rid
There we
of.
go.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind.
And they're going to try to hook around here and hook around these other 2 and get to the back 4. With these two rocks right here as a guard as well.
Well, they are staggered.
Yeah,
Alright, this
making the access to that one that would come around very difficult. So
Might just follow you down.
Same speed out here.
So
I think it's
Yeah, I think
the thing with this one is if it's a little bit short, it's not going to end up being much of a guard for you.
Might be useful.
Something on the center. You know, Howard's going to be peeling it off.
Wait only.
Oh,
coming down.
they called hot right out of the hand, and this is out in the good stuff. Lots of rotation.
It's hot.
We've
It's
seen
hot.
things track out here.
Yeah, and it is coming down. They haven't laid a brush to it at all, but
Can't touch. Can't touch.
if it stays a little
Want
bit
it to
above
stay
the
there.
T line, they can maybe hit and roll in behind everything after that. So
Okay,
weight
Garrett.
did come down. Still is accessible for hit and roll under.
Problem is, he hits his top rock.
Well, the one
The
good
red
thing,
one's going.
one good thing about that shot was, if that is his last shot in the end, the out-turn draw around, they have a good idea of what it's going to do now.
Exactly.
A little flop.
So
Just a hair high.
one positive of that part.
Yeah.
And
Here.
it's deep enough so this double coming off of this yellow, off the red, should go over the high side of that yellow because it is deep enough now. So
It's kind of tight to me. No, that looks good. That looks good.
we could see all 3 of these rocks rolling out of play here, and that yellow that they just threw being the only one left in the house. Rich trying to get a lot of this one
Whoa.
and stay in the house. That yellow should go off of there pretty easy.
Whoa.
Looks like he's got a good one coming here. His line's really good.
Hard, Paul.
Yep.
Okay.
So did he stay enough for her? He didn't get it to curl enough to stay for
He's got
shot
the
rock.
kicker on the side. No.
Yeah, so
Honestly,
the only
we're
guard
just
left
gonna
out there
have
is
yeah.
guarding the 4-foot line, and which means that right now, if it is buried, Howard would have the whole 4 foot to draw to. And
What do you think of that?
you know what? Ontario did talk about that. You know, at the end, Howard will have the 4 foot to draw to. So
there was a plan.
there was a plan.
I think that maybe Northern Ontario should have thrown the center guard up on that last rock.
Yeah, you know, I think asking Howard to miss the 4 foot in the 8th end after they put a couple on the pinhole for their draw to the button. It's a big ask, but
no change, Ron.
as we've seen, you can miss sometimes.
You can.
No, we just tack it off it.
Yeah.
So is he just trying to maybe a little Christmas tree guard here, a little bit around the red, and cover a little bit more of that 4 foot for himself?
He wants a piece of the 4 foot, right? Is the top?
Did he ask to come right in here, or another maybe a halfway guard, half around?
Room right now.
This is his first one for Ron.
No, he wants right in. It's coming right in. But they're saying 7, but it'll die.
Line's good. Line's good.
Oh, it's pretty
Yeah.
close. It's coming down now.
Easy.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Wait the 4.
Easy.
Okay, so he's got it buried right behind that guard and got a piece of the 4.
Okay. And it's buried.
Yeah. So another little discussion here for
You could peel the guard.
Howard and Rich.
Peel the guard and you
With
haven't
a tap, is we probably
really
need
have an
to
open
shot.
hit now, though.
Yeah. What if we just try and draw there?
Yeah. It's 9.5 for that.
Okay.
So if he peels the guard, and then his next shot, if he has an open hit, he can't hit that top yellow. It'd be shot. The back one would be shot over it.
Right.
And then there'd be another rock in play.
But Howard is trying to use that rock that Ron just threw in the top 8 foot.
As his guard.
Get a little bit around it, but if he goes behind the tee line,
And he gives him an opportunity.
Ron can freeze him, and then Howard will not be able to roll off at all in his last one. So not a lot of room to draw to here for Howard Rajala. And that doesn't look like maximum ISO. Rich just slid it over a little bit. Looking for top 4 foot around the yellow rock in the top 8.
Room.
Lots of room.
Well, this looks
Yeah.
a little deeper.
Sweepers are walking with it. It's going to come in the
down
middle and slow
now.
down a little bit. That's the 14-8. Here comes the curl.
Well, can't be deep.
Yep.
Yeah, it came down pretty good on him.
It sure did. What did you get on that?
I got a 14-8, and that really unswept.
Okay, so if he hits and sticks here, it'll cause Howard to have to go further out for his draw.
Yeah,
Ideally.
but he will have the entire 4 foot.
He could
Touch
just
the
roll
4.
in a little bit, like on the line, cover the line, and
I think
then you're having to take out that.
Ron is looking for a nose hit here. Maybe an inch or 2 roll outward,
That's right.
but not 3 or 4 that you leave him a double, because might be able to get it. No, count that back. Yellow. So all key on where this one is left to determine what Howard will do with his last one.
The stick, hit and stick is important here.
Definitely. Nose hit, he'd be very happy with. And he's thrown some pretty good weight for one that he wants to nose hit, but this is
That's a
just
curl.
this is his ask all the time.
Just a curl.
It's just that little bit of extra weight, and it ran a little bit for him.
Okay, so he's got to draw to the 4 foot or a hit and roll in. Draw.
Yeah, it
Where
is.
was I about there for that?
Same shot he just threw. Piece of the 4 foot for the win, and drawing against 3.
We got pretty much the same line, Chris.
So I'll see if I can get a time on this one again. I had a 14-8 with no sweep the last time.
Well, this is their draw to the button. They
Alright,
put
digging
2 on
just
the
a hair
button.
more,
And did you notice at the beginning of the game, the draw to the button, where was their broom?
No.
It was
Further out?
It was in the 12 foot.
Yeah.
So
That's what I would have guessed.
Look at the ice that we're getting here now. And the last rock for Howard Rajala, needing a draw to the 4-foot.
Oh, they're on it.
They're on it a little bit earlier. They got to watch it.
Got to go T-line.
Wider line.
Still hanging on the line for them right now, but this should start cutting for them.
Got to curl.
It's staying in the good stuff.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
All they need is to roll off of there, and he does. Just. Okay, perfect shot for Howard Rajala and Ontario men.
Great
Take
game.
down Northern Ontario men. Great shot on Howard's last one for a single point and a 6-5 victory. And on behalf of Penny Shantz and myself, Dan Hollowaychuk, we're going to sign off for the night. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Atlantic time, with the matchup of Manitoba and Newfoundland.
Thank you.